What's up, guys? In this quick video, I just wanted to show you how I use Avenue.io to help me manage my Empire Avenue account. If you're not familiar with what Empire Avenue is, it's basically a social network of social networkers. So, about the top, 2 to 5,000 individuals on the site are hardcore social media users, different kinds of influencers in different industries, early adopters of social media, basically people who have the algorithms on their side, right, in terms of activity and just organic reach on social media in general. Um, and Empire Avenue, if you don't know, it's basically a stock market game. It allows you to buy and sell in those individuals, and you earn dividends either through dividends. I mean, or you earn a specific kind of in-game currency, either through dividends or through buying and selling shares, and you can use those points to basically uh, encourage people to go and interact with your social media. For instance, one of the things that it's extremely useful for, in my opinion, is growing your LinkedIn profile. Um, and then you can always use it to get like retweets and likes and shares and things like that as well. Although of course they're not going to be super targeted. So in terms of uh, what that's actually going to do for you, I'm not quite so certain. But you can strategically use it for things like Twitter and stuff like that. If you want to, if you're trying to basically tweet out some kind of a message and you have it hashtagged with a hashtag that like your potential audience is going to be looking for, that's a position where you can use it to just get retweets on Twitter real quick. And there's a number of other ways you can use it, and you can use it on a bunch of different networks. So I encourage you to check it out. But anyway, that's going to be on the point of this tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to show Empire Avenue users how I really get in there and do a lot of work with Avenue.io without having to spend hours on Empire, like making sales, or I mean, making purchases and selling and doing things like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get logged in, and then I'm going to refresh my portfolio. I'm just going to load. Just takes a few minutes sometimes. It's typically relatively quick. Um, and then we're going to refresh the ticker after this is done. So, alright, cool, done. So then we're just going to refresh the ticker real quick. That's usually much more rapid. And then another thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and refresh the page as well, just to get a full kind of update. And so right from the home page, once you're logged in, you've got a list down here of individuals who have made purchases in you, right? So it's the last 100 individuals who've made purchases in you. So what I'm gonna do, excuse me, I'm kind of recovering from a cold. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna select everybody, and I'm just gonna buy 10 shares, you know. And now these aren't extremely targeted in terms of high value shares, but I figure if they're willing to invest in me, I can invest in them a little bit, you know. So this takes a second as well. Occasionally you'll get things like this. Oops, you may have clicked the buy button multiple times accidentally. That's some kind of interface issue with the API, I believe. It basically just means you didn't actually buy those individuals. Um, so yeah, just keep that in mind. All right. So another thing you want to do too, I recommend that whenever you're making purchases on here, start at the top and just go down and make sure these over here are typically gray squares before they turn into check marks or the red circles. So just go down them and make sure that it's all done essentially, because it unfortunately doesn't give you like some kind of pop-up notification when all of the shares have been purchased. So another thing you can do alternatively is just watch your bank account go down up here, um, and that'll once that stops and stays stopped, you'll have an idea that it's done. Next, you can do the same thing with mentions or with comments, and you can view price alerts here. I don't have any price alerts. Those, unfortunately, you have to set those up on Empire Avenue itself, which is terrible. I wish this software would allow you to set up price alerts. Like basically, when you go in, say you go in and buy a bunch of shares, just like be able to stipulate like up this much or down this much. That's a price alert, and just basically automatically do it. But you can't do that. So anyway, okay. So next we're gonna go into the stock finder. So stock finder is basically, this is where you're going to be running basically queries to find types of profiles that you want to invest in. So what I do typically, um, not necessarily every day, but as much as I can, make time for, is I'll just come in here and you see there's a couple of quick searches at the top. Essentially, I just hit new today. So it's about 10 o'clock where I am, so there shouldn't be, well, there's a good bit of people. Then what I look for in people to purchase is, do they have at least 5 networks connected? Well, really, do they have at least 4 networks connected? And do they have a profile picture? And if they meet those 2 criteria, um, I'm going to max out on them. Well, not max out on them necessarily, but I'm going to buy 200 shares in them. And so we just go down the list and we're just adding all these folks, right? So we've got them all selected, and then we're going to come up here and I'm going to add them to my newbie list, right? Then we're going to go to my newbie list, which I haven't been on in a while, so I'm going to go ahead and refresh my lists real quick. Excuse me. Alright, so let's just refresh the page as well. Alright, cool. So then I'm going to sort by... that's weird. Oh, here we go. This is the list I need. Sorry. Okay, so sort by... We're going to make sure that the ones that we don't own anything in are coming up at the top, and then we're also going to change it to number of records, just so it'll display more than 10 on the first page. Looks like my computer may have slightly frozen. Let's give it just 1 second and then we'll hop back on here. Cool. Alright, so 25. Yeah, so we're going to just go down the list, select everyone that has a, over here under owned / max has a 0. And then we're going to buy, go to transaction agent right here, and then we're going to buy shares up to, and then 200. Alright. And unfortunately, because these are new people, their shares are increasing in value so quickly that it's a mismatch between what's in this software and what's in Empire Avenue. So we'll have to refresh that and do that later. But I'm not going to do that right now. So just real quick, I wanted to go over the lists. So you have your lists from that Empire Avenue gives you, and then you can build extra lists as well. So, you could build a list for the day of the week, or different categories like people with extremely good dividends, or people with extremely high yields, things like that. um, you can also hide people from the stock search, and you can also mark them as safe so they're not sold. Okay, and those are lists that are internal to Avenue.io rather than Empire Avenue, so you won't be able to access them from Empire Avenue. Next, we're going to hop over to communities. So communities are a great way to kind of to purchase qualified individuals relatively quickly, right? So what I do is I actually just and you have to join these communities on Empire Avenue and then sync it right here with Avenue.io. But then it gives you easy access to purchase individuals. So what I did was I joined AAA, uh, the AAA community, AAA investment community on Empire Avenue, and the way this is essentially just a fund, for lack of a better word, that I buy into. So what I do is I select the top 100, then I sort average divs a share from highest to lowest. I just select the top 100, transaction agent, and purchase. Now I've been on Empire Avenue. Why? Why is it not letting me do it? It's not letting me buy anyone? That's odd. Uh, so I've been on Empire Avenue since 2013, February of 2013. So I recognize a lot of the people in this top 100 list, and they were people who were, like the top dogs when I started. So they're definitely, after 2 years of compounding daily dividends and investments, they're still the top dogs. So all right, so we just tried to refresh the portfolio. I'm gonna see if I can. Hold on, that's probably what I did wrong. Okay, so shares 5, complete transaction. There we go. Yay, it's working now. So that's one thing. I definitely recommend you guys double check all of your settings, because there are definitely settings that can go all kinds of crazy, and you won't really be aware of it. You won't really be you won't be prompted that that's what's making it not work, but that's what's making it not work, right? Um, so that's essentially it for this video, guys. I just wanted to show you some of the options. I'm going to make a second video where I go in and just talk about stock finder options in terms of ways you can search and kind of pull out investments, and also kind of what makes investments good on Empire Avenue. And if that video is already up, you will see an annotation at the bottom of the screen right now that will take you straight on over to that video. And yeah, so that's essentially it for Avenue.io for right now, guys. I'll talk to you later.